weer met de pitstops. En we zijn blij dat ook hij weer tijd voor jullie en voor ons heeft kunnen maken. Eddie Irvine, a very warm welcome on behalf of all the Dutch fans. Very happy that you have some time for us. 600 we had.
Is that all?
Yeah, well, I don't think you have time for 600.
No.
So it took about 10. First question for you comes from a little place called Nispen. The guy asking the question is Perry van Wezel. A weasel.
Right, the question is from Perry. Eddie, first of all, I would like to say you're one of the best drivers because of your driving style. Who might I argue? In '99, you were driving for Ferrari and you had a chance of the world title. According to lots of people, you didn't win because Michael Schumacher didn't want to help you. What do you think about that? Didn't Schumacher want to help you, or was Häkkinen the best?
The better.
I think Michael for sure wanted to win a championship for himself the first time. I know he didn't want to come back. Montezemolo forced him to come back. But
he wasn't in best shape.
But when he came back, he did a good job. He helped me in Malaysia and in Japan. Häkkinen won the race, which is exactly what he needed to do. And you know, he made a lot of mistakes. We made mistakes, but really we weren't quick enough to beat the McLaren. Häkkinen combination was much quicker than us. So that's it. There's nothing more to say.
Very close to a world title at that time. Whoa.
Close, but
how did that feel?
It was a lot of pressure, but it was fun.
All right, I'll take the second one. It comes from William Konings. William lives in Roosendaal, and he asks, do you think that the coming of young drivers as Sato, Raikkonen and Massa is a good development for Formula One? The fact that these boys, they say the entry barriers are less significant. Younger boys come in quicker now. Do you think that's a good thing?
I think some of them will add to Formula One and some of them won't, and they'll be replaced. That's normal. It's Formula One survival of the fittest. The guys that can bring something and do something for Formula One will stay, and the weaker ones will not.
I remember the first time you drove in Suzuka. We had a chat and I said, it looks like you're really strong on words. And you said, you have to fight fire with fire. That's what you said at the time. Is that still how you see it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. In Formula One, you either...
There's a lot of bullshit going on.
Yeah, you got, no one's your friend. You know, you're here to do your job and beat everyone else, and that's what you got to try and do.
Okay, fair enough. Next one. Kees Oerlemans, Rotterdam, you know that, Feyenoord, soccer.
Right. How did you feel about the 2-race ban?
All right. Okay, I got lost here. It was my question. This one. Erik van der Nos at Krommenie. He says in Holland we have a famous paparazzi photographer. His name is Joop van Tellingen. You don't give a D. A couple of years ago he was witnessed faced by Crown Prince Willem-Alexander of Orange. You were hit by the legendary Ayrton Senna after your debut race in Suzuka. Are you proud of that as well? That's his question.
I'm proud of the race that then got me hit. But, you know, it was embarrassing for him. Yeah. You know, he totally overreacted, behaved very badly, and...
Because it's a normal thing to do. I mean, you can unlap yourself in your first race.
Tim Hill was the one that was totally at fault. You know, I let Senna through, Hill didn't. And then I'm sitting there waiting to get at Hill, because I was racing Hill for 4th position or something at the time. Yeah. And Senna couldn't get past Hill. And Hill should have let Senna pass. He didn't, so I overtook Senna and then overtook Hill. And then he got angry, but you know, it wasn't me in the wrong, but he wouldn't listen to what I was trying to explain to him.
Yeah, he was a bit furious. When he came in, did you knew he was about to hit? Did you see it?
He was very angry, you know, but, you know, it's the Latin temperament.
It's history as well.
Yeah.
Right, fourth question. Not many girls here,
It's me. Are you still having fun in driving? Some days yes, and other days no. When the car's going good, like Magny Cours, it was fantastic, you know. Other days, like the last race where I had lots of issues with the car, it was not fun at all, and it was a real struggle. And then for it to break down 5 laps from the end was not really, much fun.
Yeah. Question from Arjan Heuvelink uit Haarlo was dat. Norman Eshuis lives in Tilburg, and he said, what if you decide to leave Jaguar in Formula One? What are your plans for the future? Do you want to have another role in Formula One? Do you want to be an advisor to a team? Or do you want to do something totally different? And now for something completely new.
I'll do, you know, if you get organized, you can do everything, and I think that's what you got to try and achieve. I love lots of things.
What do you love?
Everything. I get very enthusiastic about lots of different things. So I don't think I'm going to be bored.
Right. Would it be fun sitting next to the guardrail?
next to the guardrail.
Or in...
I enjoyed watching Formula One. I always loved watching Formula One. I, watched every race that I could watch. So watching the races after I finish will be fun as well.
Do you also look for young boys? Do you have
I don't look for young boys.
I mean, young talented boys.
I don't look for young talent either.
All right. Okay.
Perfect.
Get it. All right, fair enough. One but last, you were last. Wouter Wendel uit Deventer. I love this. Respect. The word respect. I love the word respect.
Respect. Okay.
Respect for the attitude, he says.
Tell me if working with Mr. Lauda has had any influence on your driving style, knowing that the man has been through, but also what he knows about the sport. Many people are looking up to him. Does this also counts for you? You know what Nicky achieved was amazing. To come back after his accident was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was never really a fan of Nicky's because he was always up against James Hunt and John Watson, who were my my kind of drivers in a way, or from my homeland really in a way. So I was more into that, and I liked Hunty's attitude, which while Nicky was very calculated and cold in a way.
Still is.
Working with him has changed my driving style. Not really, because Nicky's 30 years out of date on that sort of stuff, but it's quite illuminating the way his mind works. He's very quick at going from A to B.
Yeah, he's very straight and he's very hammering. Interesting question here from a girl, Dineke, lives in Leusden. I like this one as well. Once you said on your website that you couldn't see why women couldn't be a Formula 1 driver. If your daughter Zoe tells you that she wants to become a Formula 1 driver, would you stimulate or help her with that? They know everything about you.
If she was good, I'd get her signed up on a management contract.
That's the more interesting part.
I don't think women just don't seem to be able to...
Physically, yeah, somewhere.
It's not the physical side of it, it's not. They just don't seem to operate machinery as well as men seem to for some reason. There is physical reasons for it, apparently, which I'm not going to go into, but Zoe won't be... Although she does love driving the little cars and all that around, but she's very easy. She's very timid, so I don't see her being
probably into horses or chess.
I've seen her on a horse, so maybe that's the way she'll go.
All right. How are we? One more left here?
It's you.
No, that's the one we had. That means that we're all done.
Spare one? Okay,
yeah, we don't take a spare one. Spare's a spare, Keep a spare a spare, and then you don't have fun. Have good luck this weekend. Thanks for your time. Yeah?
Thank you.
All righty.
Ciao.